What's up, y'all? Question. What is your preparation before you even get on the charts? What does that look like? Jermaine, man, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you do before you get on the charts? What's your process? What do you do? Let me break it down a little bit for you. So, back when I first started trading, when I didn't know what I was doing, I was just trying to make money and I was trying to trade every single day, twice a day. I was trying to trade every session. I'm not gonna lie. I was. So, and then back then, I used to work overnights. So I'm like, man, if I work overnights, I could trade the New York session when I get off, and then I could trade the London session while I'm at work. Bruh. That did not work. I would get off of work, be tired, not really understanding the market, struggling throughout the New York session, drinking coffee to stay up, like searching for any reason to enter the markets, right? And then at work, you at work. And then the work I did and still do, I'm busy. It's physical work. So I would have to duck off just to look at the charts. And this is before I knew you could set alerts on TradingView and all that good stuff, but bro, that's not preparation. That was a recipe for disaster. And it was. I never found any consistency. I never seen any long-term profits. That was so bad. Like, that was so bad. But I wanted it so bad, so I thought that was the right thing to do. And so over the years, I was like, okay. I started to get a little bit more wiser. I was like, all right, and also back then, I would look at any and every pair. Any and every pair. So my mind was just chaotic. The timing was chaotic. I had no structure, right? And so later on, I started to get a little bit more wiser, just a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to trade this New York session because trading both sessions is no, on top of working overnight. So I was like, I'm going to trade this New York session and try to figure it out. Boom. Found myself still working overnight, still tired, but at least I can focus on one session. Still, not good enough preparation, right? Because I'm getting off work. I don't have any clarity. My mind is still on work sometimes, so on and so forth. So, time passes again. Now I'm like, okay, because this doesn't work for everybody, right? Everybody has different schedules, but in the back of my head, one thing that did stick to me was, since I know there's a lot of volatility in the New York session and the London session, I'm going to trade the New York session. But while doing that, I was like, I gotta get my sleep. Period. I was like, I can't work mornings and I can't work overnights, so I have to work an evening shift. And so for me, that was like the ultimate, um, what do you call it? Ultimate decision for me to have more clarity and more focus on the markets, right? So I was like, I'm going to work second shift. So second shift for me I work 2:30 to basically 10:30. So now I'm working from 2 to 10:30 or 11. I get home by 11:15, and now I can get a full night's of sleep. I don't have to look at the charts. I don't have to worry about London session. And when I wake up, I can have clarity, because the whole point is your preparation. You want to have clarity and a system in place, and not everybody is able to do this. A lot of people work first shift, morning shifts, or whatever. I'm just trying to break down what exactly is your preparation beyond the work schedule. Like, so that's what I chose. That's what I chose to sacrifice. I was like, I don't want to work mornings. I don't even like working mornings, to be honest with you. I think the mornings should be for you. You shouldn't have to wake up in the morning and the first thing you gotta attend to is some other person's business, right? But the world is what it is, so we have to maneuver and find ways around it, right? So if you trade New York session and you still working, it's working out for you, cool. Kudos to you. But my point is, I made the sacrifice because I know that I'm going to be a successful trader. I know this, and I was like, okay, I need these mornings. So I'm not working any job that has a morning shift. I'll work evening shifts. So, boom, that was part of my preparation, right? And so now that I have all my mornings to myself, what do I do before I open the charts? Right? I got this time. New York session for me begins at 9:30. What do you do? I'm not saying you have to meditate, read 10 pages of the book or anything like that. Just what do you do before? So for me, I make sure I get my mind right. I do a little 30-minute workout. I call it 30-minute movement. Thought somebody was coming in. I call it 30-minute movement, and that way I can get my blood flowing, get some clarity, throw in a little music, get the mood right. Because you got to get the mood right before you hit these charts, right? And so I do that. If I need something to eat or drink, I do that. And then I hit my journal. Then that's when my structure starts. So finding a situation where I can make income outside of trading hours. Having what I think the best version of myself come from is to have that morning available so I can do whatever I need to do to prepare myself, take a walk, exercise, whatever the case may be, And 3, hit the journal before the charts. Hit my checklist before the charts. That's how I prepare. But how do you prepare? I genuinely want to know. Because it is important. It is very important. Back in the day when I used to get up 10 minutes before the market opened, or I used to set alarms at certain areas and wake up in the middle of the night when that alarm goes off, like have my laptop open all night. Yo, those days was crazy. It was chaotic. And you don't want chaos while you're trying to win in the markets. You're trying to learn a skill set. You don't want chaos. So I guess the whole point is have some type of preparation. The best way you can. It doesn't mean find an evening job like me or anything like that, but have some sort of preparation. Even because I know people that trade while they work. They set the alerts on TradingView and they can do that. But for me, I'm not that type of person. I need to be, and I don't even like trading on my phone. I like trading on my laptop. But it's some people that can make it happen. But as long as you have some type of preparation and not just hopping on the charts, even if it's just waking up, brush your teeth, wash your face, and have a couple moments of a relaxation, have your favorite cup of coffee, whatever the case may be. Do that. You deserve it. You deserve that because you learned a new skill set and you putting in the work to make it happen. That's all I got, y'all. Subscribe, man. Go ahead, subscribe. Peace.